So this Modine heater model, as well as most others on the market, are hung using 3/8 threaded rod. The heater itself is tapped for the 3/8 rod, and then on the top side we're going to cinch our 3/8 nuts down onto 3/8 unistrut washers. Those are the square pieces that you just saw John move just then. The building has 4 other unit heaters that are hung, and we are matching the hanging height of this new one to all of those ones. So that's where our threaded rod length came in. We measured that and matched it. We also double nut all the major connections to make sure they're extra secure and they don't vibrate loose over time. You could use Loctite as well, but that's not something I keep on the truck, so we use double nut. Next up, we're going to be cutting some unistrut, and we will bolt the unistrut to the roof structure of the building and then slide the threaded rod through the holes of the strut in the exact position that we need it. And we'll double nut that stuff down with more strut washers, and that'll be a nice and secure connection. $17.25, you said, right?
Yes, 17.25.
What's that divided by 2?
8 and
That's a tough one.
8 3/4.
You sure about that?
No, it's a little bit less. It's 8 7/8.
That's more than 8 3/4, kid.
It's 5/8. It's just
8
over an 8.
5/8?
Yeah, it's just over a half. About an 8.
All right, I trust you.
16 is 8. 17 is another inch, half an inch, and then another quarter.
All right, so if I measure between these 2 lines, it should be 17
Yes.
and a quarter, right?
Yes, you could.
Let's see how good your maths is. Wow, pretty good.
My
Pretty good.
my speaking skills could use more. 7/8, 5/8, 16 16ths. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I can use that one, and that one, and that one. Nice. All right. So these galvanized steel trusses hold up the roofing material, and this method of fastening my strut to it seemed like the best idea at the time, and in my opinion, I think it still is the best one. So we squared up both pieces of strut, drilled some holes in the flange portion of the trusses, and then I through bolted it with bolts, nuts, and washers. Tighten those down real tight, and those aren't going anywhere, and then that allows me multiple different locations to put the threaded rod in to make sure I nail the hanging location just right. The biggest perk of working in the United Rentals building is that we have pretty much any machine we need at our disposal to help us do the job. Right there, John is bolting up the heater to the unistrut we hung earlier. He unratchet strapped the heater from the forks, and now we're going to lower the forks and back out the forklift. Once we do that, we're clear to start making connections with the gas and the wiring. So I've been asked a handful of times about some of the anchors that we use on the jobs that we video. In this particular case, we're working with a concrete block wall, so the perfect anchor for this is going to be a concrete Sammy. A Sammy is a concrete anchor, kind of like a Tapcon on the bit end, and then on the end that sticks out from the wall, it accepts 3/8 threaded rod, so perfect for extension hangers and split rings. So right now we're going to drill our hole. It takes a 1/4 inch SDS bit. And then with your impact driver, you can thread that guy right into the wall and put whatever threaded rod piece in there that you need. Those are very handy. They also make wood versions, side beam versions, 1/2 inch threaded rod instead of 3/8. They're very versatile, and we use those all the time. Now we're getting some gas pipe nipple and fittings ready for the gas valve on the heater and going back to our 1-inch gas supply. We're using Megalock dope and Blue Monster tape like always. Couple of wraps, 3 or 4 at the most is all you need, guys. Alright, this is the beginnings of our drip leg assembly. There are many ways to install a drip leg wrong, and only really 2 ways to do one correctly. If you'd like me to post a drawing of the right and wrong ways to do it, I can certainly do that for you guys. Just know that the gas needs to change direction before it enters the gas control. Right now we're getting our 1900 box installed on the wall. We're going to run our line voltage from the heater to a box, and our thermostat wire from the heater to the box, and the electrician will take over from there. They'll install a switch, a piece of conduit, and another junction box at the proper height for our thermostat. So this is another concrete anchor that we use often. This is called the Tapcon screw. This basically skips the need for you to put a plastic molly in the wall, so it saves a step, saves some time. You just drill one hole, and that screw will anchor itself to the concrete block or any concrete or masonry surface. So there is a little bit of prep work required when using Mega Press fittings on black iron pipe. You can see here we're using the wire wheel on a grinder just to get that paint off the pipe. You don't have to go really crazy with it, but just a good cleaning is all you need. We're using a bandsaw to cut the pipe to the right length. And then we're going to take that wire wheel back to it again, get that paint off there. And then we also deburr the inside and outside of the pipe, just so the outside edges don't catch the gasket when you're putting the fitting on. Don't yell at me for the lack of a guard on my grinder. I'm sorry, I got all the other PPE on, so try not to report me. We get that paint off the pipe, slide the fitting on nice and easy, and we can get the rest of the hangers installed that you see on the wall on that laser line.
The inside or outside ringer?
No, it's fine. All right, get ready with a couple pieces of rod. Can you see that scrap piece actually that I just cut?
I'm never putting it out.
No. Three and a half.
2 pieces?
Yep. So the use of single wall vent piping through the building's exterior envelope is not allowed, so we're using a material called B-vent, which is a double wall vent pipe. In addition to that, we're not allowed to be within 2 inches of any sort of combustible material. So although this building is steel framed with steel siding, eventually they'll be installing insulation with a paper backing around the outside of the building. So to negate that, we use a device called a thimble, which spaces the B-vent perfectly in a 2-inch circle to prevent any of that pipe from touching anything that could catch fire. Now we are installing the single wall vent pipe, which will go from the draft inducer out to the B-vent, which is shown on my right-hand side. So we're crimping the included adapter to go from 4-inch to 5-inch, and I'm holding in my right hand a piece of 5-inch single wall vent pipe by 60 inches long. We're going to offset it with 245s, and after that we should be cooking with gas, baby. So if you guys stuck around this long, it's probably because you're at least halfway interested in what we did and how we did it. This is the finished product. We have the 1-inch black iron gas line running from our original gas piping in the building over to the heater. Right there you'll see our stubs for the wiring, line voltage, and low voltage. We got our gas shut off, drip leg, all the piping to the heater, as well as our single wall and double wall flue pipe to the outside. I think everything came out pretty well. Everybody did what they needed to do. Everybody was safe, and we got the job done. Thanks for watching.